Hi friends, Stevie here. Welcome to my Better Backbends program full of standalone classes that also mesh together. First of all, if you've heard this spiel before and you want to jump straight to the class, go ahead and skip to. Otherwise, welcome! This program is a remake and an improvement on my older program that was on Cody app, also titled Better Backbends. It will have more classes, new information, more accessible teaching and language, and yeah, just be better overall. It's also an improvement on my old Backbend book, which is no longer available. Maybe will be in the future. Anyway, they're presented in the suggested order and will be launched in the suggested order on the app. However, they do stand alone and you can do them in any order and skip any classes that you like. That being said, for example, there's one towards the end called Final Flow, and it'll be a longer flow style class where we'll go over some more complex transitions and just more complicated movements. And if you find any of that confusing, it could be helpful to then go back to a previous class. So what is Better Backbends? Is it just about things like wheel? Is it about really complex things like TikToks or dropping back? It's about everything. My goal for this program is to make it accessible and interesting and to leave people with an understanding that backbends are not just about the back. It's not just about bending in your spine, that backbends are in fact full body postures. Hence why so many of these different micro workshops or mini flows start to target different portions of something that is involved in a backbend, whether it's shoulders or finding activation, strength in the back or posterior line of the body, finding a little bit more space in the hips so we can spread the bend around, getting some hamstring control, and maybe finding more space up your cervical and thoracic where a lot of us can feel sticky using props. So much good info is covered in this, and I tried to put it into bite-sized pieces, knowing that backbends are really different and individual, customizable. Hopefully with these smaller pockets, you don't feel overwhelmed, and also understanding that backbends are somewhat cumulative, meaning if you're just coming into this, you may not leave with this perfectly round wheel or Kapotasana or flip grip king dancer, right? But hopefully this will provide a toolbox of different techniques that you can use as you investigate in your own body how to find a stronger, smoother, more supple bend, which can look so different in different postures. Sometimes we like to think about back bends as being extension, and that's true. We do often have some extension of the spine, but there might be flexion in other joints depending on the exact posture we are lusting after, or maybe we're not looking for a specific posture. I tend to stay away from too many peak pose or even peak transition classes these days and go more towards a theme. And so a lot of what will be provided here is just this idea of opening and expansion while also keeping it active, keeping it challenging, but still accessible, and just enjoying the journey. For a lot of the backbend offerings, I do suggest having a variety of props. 2 sturdy blocks can be really helpful. I like cork or wood or bamboo, a blanket or even 2, a rolled up towel works fine, a strap, a tie, and maybe even an extra mat. Once in a while, I might call it a chair. I'll tell you if that's in your class beforehand, but it can be helpful to have a sturdy folding chair or a dining chair that you can use to find a little bit of opening as well. And I hope that as you progress through this, again, it's open for all levels, it's available for all levels, that you're able to pick and choose what works best for your body, your needs, and your goals in your movement practice. As always, I'm open to suggestions and thoughts. I'll be adding more and more bonus things to this and maybe even making it its own category if that's something that interests y'all. I know we have a lot of people interested in things that involve backbends. There are so many cool transitions with backbends, but let's get started with some of the basics, focusing on different joint movements and then putting it all together, whether it's in a flow or a workshop-y style setting, because different things work better for different people. Thanks for joining me, and let's get moving. Hi friends, Stevie here. Welcome to the almost instant backbend flow. This is part 1 of the Better Back Bends program. However, it is also a completely standalone flow class. It's called Almost Instant Flow because we will get right into the peak flow. However, we'll be doing it slowly with some repetitions and some different options and offerings before we pick up the pace. 1 is so that we can learn the flow. 2 is because in my experience, learning back bends, full body bends, aka lots of spinal extension, hip extension, can benefit from both kinds of movements. Longer holds and kind of playing with little micro tweaks in your body, as well as the heat created and lubrication created by simply flossing through movements with a little bit less engagement. So we'll be doing a little bit of both today. This one is slightly faster moving. Most of the micro workshops or micro classes in this program will be more about breaking down in detail and investigating and building this toolbox. But I wanted to provide at least a few different flow options for people who prefer not so much the workshop style and like to warm up with just movements. And even if you're not interested in full body back bends, this is generally a full body class, right? When we talk about back bending, it's not just about the spine. So we will be using our full body. We'll be doing balancing. We'll do hip work, shoulder work here in an effort to kind of prepare you for whatever, with maybe a little bit of emphasis on spinal extension, right? You don't need any props, which is unusual for me in the back bend program. However, we will be down on our shins because when are we not in a flow with me? So having a softer surface area, like I have my Manduka Eco, which is really thick on top of this little rug, or putting a sweatshirt or a towel on the mat for when we are on our shins, if that's something that bothers you, can be really, really helpful. You don't technically need a mat if you're on a carpet, not important. And yeah, props are always welcome, whatever you choose. We'll use a lot of them in this program. Again, you don't have to be doing the program to enjoy this class. Let's get started right at the top of our mat or practice space. Come to stand, comfortable stance, bend both knees, find some softness there, lengthen the tailbone down, lift the pubic bone up slightly here, so a little bit of that posterior tilt of the pelvis. Keep the bend in the knees to create space, do that. Let's keep the pelvis steady for right now and focus a little bit higher up on the spine. We have a lot of classes in this program about finding mobility in different segments of the spine or using some shoulder blade movement to also access some smoother shapes for these bends. So let's keep the pelvis still. We had a lot of natural movement in the lower back and the pelvis. Let's keep that still for a minute to focus up higher. Cactus the arms, press the chest forward, squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back body. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, circle the arms forward, maybe give yourself a hug, round through the spine a little bit. Keep the pelvis mainly steady. So this is mainly about the upper back and the shoulders. Inhale, cactus your arms, press your chest forward. Press the back of your skull back lightly, like you're giving yourself a double chin. Exhale, give yourself a hug, doesn't matter which arm's on top. Round through the upper back, maybe tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale, cactus, press the chest forward, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, hug. Pelvis stay steady for right now. Inhale, cactus. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, drag them down your back body. Exhale, give yourself a hug, round. Press the back of your heart towards the back of your mat. Inhale, cactus. Push the back of the skull back, give yourself a double chin. Exhale, give yourself a hug. A few more of these on your own breath, maybe picking up the pace a little bit. Beautiful. Now, if you're holding back and you really want to let your pelvis go and move in this, feel free to do a few more letting that happen. So for me, that looks like kind of blossoming my booty back as I press my chest forward and then really tucking it under as I round and wrap. You do whatever you'd like. Back bends are also about investigating in your body and figuring out where it feels interesting and maybe good to find space and where it doesn't. One more, whatever you're doing. Beautiful. Keep the stance. Shift the weight into your left leg. Come up onto your right toes. Keep a bend in that left leg. Pull the right knee up towards your chest a little bit using the power of the leg. You can even press into it. Press your hands lightly into your knee into hand.
All right. Round and give yourself a little bit of a hug here around this right knee. Bend more into that left knee. Round, round, and hug. As you pick yourself up, cactus your arms. Circle your right knee out to the right. Internally rotate, mean kick the outer edge of the ankle up behind you and circle that right leg around behind you to what we call kind of an AM dancer or scorpion pose here. So I like to keep my arms out in the cactus position and really blossom my elbows to the side. Now, the more you bend your bottom leg, the more it kind of forces you to keep your pelvis in that posterior position, which means we're getting more of the bend through the upper and the mid back, and maybe a little bit of hip play here. I know, my leg is tired too. Let's reverse that. Bring the right knee back forward, round and hug. Bend the left knee. I know, it's working hard. Circle back around to that scorpion pose. So again, my toes aren't pointing to the sky and my right knee isn't down. My right knee is out to the right, and I'm kind of lifting up through the outer edge of that knee. One more time here. Pull it back to the front. Give it a hug. Take the right knee out to the right. Internally rotate by kicking up through the outer edge and circle back behind you. Lift. Cactus the arms. Bend the bottom knee. I know, we're almost there. Open the hips and shoulders towards the right side of the mat. Bend into the bottom knee. Extend the right leg. Extend both arms. Hovering bird or like a hovering warrior 2. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slower than you'd like. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. Set yourself up for success. Magnetize your feet together. Slide gently your right hand down your right leg. Left arm up to the sky. Whew, reverse warrior here. Press the pelvis gently forward and pull the pubic bone up. This is more about side body length. Side body length, very important for back bends. Bend more into that front knee. Stretch long from your left hip all the way to your left fingers. Beautiful. Keep the position of the legs. Straighten out through that front leg, that left leg. Press deeply through the heel of the back leg. And now slide your front arm down your front leg, right arm up by the ear, and tip. So we're still opening the shoulders and the hips towards the right side of the mat. You could think about this as a triangle pose if you'd like, but it's not really important. Magnetize the front foot towards the back foot until you can feel your inner thighs light up. And now think about length through the back side body. Are you squeezing through your right booty? Maybe take your right arm down for a second to touch it. Hey, booty, do some work. Push through that right heel and pull the pubic bone up here. Beautiful. Angle your shoulders and hips towards the front of the mat. Pivot on your back toe and lower through your back knee. You can put it on a blanket or a towel if that feels interesting. Now, at any point, if you would like to adjust where your front foot is, go for it, y'all. Totally unimportant to me. What's happening here? About a 90-90 stance to start. Pull the pubic bone up, tailbone down, and press deeply through the back knee. Squeeze through the right booty. Right arm up. Side bend over towards the left. And then not just a side bend, but think about angling that same rounding of the spine as you reach your right arm over your left knee. So it's like it's reaching towards the top left corner of your mat. There's a slight flexion of the spine here. You may feel some sensations in the front of the right hip. Squeeze through the right booty and pull the pubic bone up. Sometimes I even like to take my left hand to my right forearm and give it a little tug for some extra side body stretch that I really feel less in the hips and more in my right side ribs. Beautiful. Release that. Lunge forward. Think Ajnasana. If you want to untuck the back toes, you can. Keeping that pull of the pubic bone towards the sternum. Cactus your arms and coil through your spine. Push the back of your skull back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Doesn't have to be your deepest one. We're just getting started. Beautiful. Release your right hand down onto your mat. Big circle the left arm forward all the way to the back of the mat. Curl your back heel in towards your sit bones. Now, If you'd like to, you can grab it and do a quad stretch. This is also great for hamstring work. Simply curling and squeezing your left heel towards the glute while you reach for it with the left hand is a beautiful thing to do. It might not feel beautiful in the moment, but it's great work too. Backline activation is something we're really going to focus on a lot in this back bend program. So you can just squeeze that heel in, really squeeze it, squeeze it. I like to do it with a pointed toe. Some people like to do it with a flex foot. You can also be like, that's enough, and grab onto your foot or use a strap, totally fine. And get a little quad stretch, also helpful and important for back bends. You choose, pick your poison. Press through the bottom arm. Squeeze your fingertips into the floor like you're trying to make a fist through the mat. Lovely. Release those back toes without slingshotting if you're grabbing them. Big circle the left arm back forward. Send your hips towards the back of the mat. Come onto the front heel. Now, keep at least a small bend into that front leg. Push the heel down and drag it towards the back knee. So you have this idea of like squeezing your front heel towards your back knee. Do whatever you'd like with your left hand. I like to just reach it in front of my left foot, but you can put it on either side if that's more comfortable. A lot of people have a little more space if you put both your hands on the inside. We're searching for sensation in the back of the left leg, a little hamstring stretch, but also while activating the hamstring. So we're making the hamstring do some work, like it's trying to contract, while we're also stretching it in an elongated state. Any level of folding is good here, including none at all. Think long spine for now. Beautiful. Lunge back forward. Take your hands inside of your front foot and wiggle waddle your front foot over to the side. Wiggle waddle it more to the side. Wiggle waddle it more to the side until it's all the way like a little half goddess. Now, just knock your knee down and slide it out to the side as you make your way to your belly. So we're on our belly with the left knee out to the side. Tense your fingertips on either side of your mat. Press your pubic bone down into the floor. Squeeze your booty. Squeeze your booty. Squeeze your booty. Push your pubic bone down. Press into your fingertips and peel your chest off the ground. Let your shoulders come up by your ears. Find a big exhale. Roll your shoulder blades together and down your back. Push the back of your skull back. We call this funky cobra. Are you still pressing your pubic bone into the floor? Are you squeezing your booty? Maybe you want to go a little bit lower. Maybe you want to adjust where the hands are. I don't know. Find a place where you can still breathe. Press the back of the skull back. Give yourself that light double chin. Even think about dragging the hands towards the sit bone. See what happens when I do that? If I drag the hands, suddenly there's a lot more activation going on in different parts of my body, even if it's not as deep of a bend. Beautiful. Take your left hand and place it down in front of you. Push into it to create space. Take your right arm, weave it underneath your left, and release your right shoulder towards the floor. Now, spin your shoulders to the left. Place your right hand on top of your left, little pancake here. Both knees are still on the floor. Peel your left arm open, big rainbow. Now, it will not come to the floor because you're keeping both your knees down. We're just doing a little bit of shoulder and twist action here. So peel it open and then close. Peel it open, slow, squeezing your shoulder blades onto your back body and close. You can relax your head. It just makes the headphones sound funny. Open and close. One more time. Open to hold. And release to any version of a supine twist that feels interesting. And you can keep your shoulder down, your knee down, whichever you can adjust. What do you want to do here? Roll all the way onto your back body. If you're like me and you came off your mat and you would like to adjust back onto your mat, go for it. Pull your knees into your chest and start to rock up and down towards the back of the mat. Rocking up and down. Any position is fine. Knees to the chest, butterfly. What feels interesting in your body today? We'll end up in a butterfly position. So feet together, knees wide, facing the back of the mat. Pour yourself down, whether that's a long spine or a rounded spine. Pour yourself towards the back of the mat. Doesn't have to be a very deep butterfly. In fact, I like more of a diamond shape, especially when we're folding. So that means heels don't have to be very close towards the groin. Press the soles of your feet together. Pause. Nice. Bring your torso upright. left hand. Find your left hand. We're still facing the back of the mat. Place it down behind you. I like my fingers turned out the side. What we'll be doing is going onto the left shin for a little bit of a lift up. So we'll do this a few times here, especially for these first rounds. So if you'd like to adjust where your left hand is, go for it. Press into your left hand, rock to your left booty, then rock to your left shin. So we lift up. Same action of the pubic bone though. Pull it towards your sternum, even if that limits how much lower body bend we have going on. See here, I kind of want to adjust my hand a little bit more towards the top. Squeeze your booty. Lift up through your right arm. Cactus it. Big stretch. Cactus. Pull your right elbow back behind you. Press the back of the skull back. Lower your booty back down to like a butterfly, but you can stay kind of tilted to the side. I'm going to scoot over because this rug is slippery. Lift up, cactus your arm. Maybe take a big inhale. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, sit down. One more time like that. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, sit down. All right, now watch me for one moment. We're going to do the same thing, but at the top of our inhale, we're going to scooch our left leg, the one that has the shin on the ground, onto the mat. So that means you have to have your right foot available to be planted. Just watch here for this first round. So as I inhale, I lift up, my right foot plants, and that gives me space to scooch my left shin parallel to the short edges of the mat. Join me wherever you are. Once you're here, extend out into a counter gate. So I like to reach my left hand more towards the top of the mat, my right foot to the back of the mat. Big stretch through that whole right side body. From your right heel to your right fingertip, stretch. Squeeze your beauty. Squeeze your beauty and your booty. Press your pelvis forward. Pull your pubic bone towards your sternum. I know it's a lot of cues. I have found though, well, sometimes it's helpful to focus on one thing, which we will do as we go through these different workshops, that back bend cues, little specific ones hit people so differently. And so that's why I often include a lot, because some people are like, that does nothing for me. And then you hear another cue and you're like, wow. But it can be the opposite for someone else. If you'd like to cactus your right arm and gaze up towards the ceiling, pressing through your bottom, that might be nice. And then re-stretch your right arm long. Okay, look towards the top of the mat. Circle your right hand towards the top of the mat. Pivot on your left knee, still keeping the knee down towards the top of the mat. Lift up through your right leg. As you lift, resist the urge to kind of tilt the pelvis. Curl the right heel in, squeezing it towards the glute. Oh, yeah, I kind of did that in that quad stretch, right? Now, a little chin stand, just flirt. We're not actually doing chin stand, y'all. Chin stand flirt. So bend your elbow straight back as you reach your chin forward, further than you think. You can stop wherever you'd like to, but maybe your chin touches the ground and then reaches back up. Want to do that again? Keep curling your right heel in. The more body activation, sometimes the easier it feels. Press through your bottom knee. Press through your hands. Reach your chin forward. Elbows bend back. And pull up. Strong arms, also important in back bends. Resist the urge to kind of create these little shelves with your elbows. Maybe that just means a little bend like this. That's great too. Let's do 2 more wherever you are. Beautiful. Tuck your bottom toes. Keep squeezing the right heel towards the sit bone. Push through your hands. Push through your bottom knee and toes. Lift up. 3-legged dog. Right leg is in the air. Bend the knee, open the hip. I know we haven't done a lot on this side yet, so it kind of could feel a little wild. Maybe take some circles of that left or that right knee, the top knee. Right, left, top, bottom. Beautiful. Pause with the right knee up, hip open. If you want, you can even drop your left elbow and tent your right fingertips. Sometimes that creates a little extra side body length. I like to think about my right fingertips and my right knee kind of pulling in opposite directions. Beauteous. Hands back flat. Lift up through that left elbow if you haven't already. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, pull the right knee towards the right armpit and step the right foot outside of the right hand. You can move the right hand over if it's too far over to the side. Now, put a bend into that back knee. Magnetize your feet together and slowly pick your torso up. Bend into the back knee. Bend to the back knee. Lengthen the tailbone. Lift up through the pubic bone. I know we haven't really warmed up this side yet. That's why we're kind of going slow here. This is not about doing this big blasty back bend. Think about setting the pelvis just like we did at the beginning. Squeeze your back glute. Keep the bend in the knee, whatever you need to help keep this positioning of the pelvis. Tug your right hip back, left hip forward. Cactus your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back body, and press the back of the skull back. So we have like a crescent pose, but it's not about blasting into this big bend. Keep the position of the pelvis. Take one more inhale here. As you exhale, tilt the torso forward, roll over the back toe. Maybe take your hands onto the front knee here and lift up the back leg. Keep a bend in the front leg. Think warrior 3. If you'd like, you can take your arms out to the side, thinking cactus pose. Beautiful. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to a stand. Leave the left toes kickstanded. Whew. Y'all, we did the first side. We're ready for the second side. As you can see, if we went faster, we could pull the left leg through and go right to the kind of the knee to chest thing. However, we need a little break. So shake it out. Shake it out. In some ways, more heat is created when we're holding postures, right? But in some ways, more lubrication and mobility can be created when we're moving quickly. And heat can be created another way just because we're moving faster and using a lot of energy. So let's do the other side slow like that. And then we'll do this flow a few times without all those repetitions and not worrying so much about the details, but hopefully we've put some of these pelvic movements and things in the squeezing into our brain, like planted these little seeds in our garden, and some of them will hold even as we go through. It's not a big deal if they don't, but over time, things can happen. Okay, enough of a break. Transfer the weight to the right foot. Kickstand the left foot. Keep a bend into that right leg. Remember, that's key because that also helps to keep the pelvis set. Pull the left knee up. Press your hands into it gently. Hands in a knee, knee in hands. Keep a bend in the bottom leg. Take your arms and wrap them around your left leg, curling to whatever degree feels interesting. Keep a bend into the bottom leg here. Release the hug. Arms out to a cactus. Take your left knee out to the side and then internally rotate, kicking up through the outer edge. Curl that leg around and keep the bend into the bottom leg here as we come into scorpion pose or AM dancer. Right? You can do whatever you want with your toes, just keep them active. Beautiful. You might feel some interesting cramping sensations. Reverse that. Pull it back around. Come back to our hug. Keep a bend in the bottom leg. I know. Pick up the torso. Cactus your arms. Take your left knee out to the side. Internally rotate. Circle it around. Bend into the bottom leg. Cactus. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Push the back of your skull back. Lovely. One more time. Circle back to the front. Give yourself a hug. Cactus your arms. Left knee out. Internally rotate. Curl it around. Cactus your arms. Cactus your arms. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hovering bird. Open your shoulders and hips towards the left. Keep the bend into the bottom leg. Reach your arms out to the side. Straighten your back leg. It's like a hovering warrior 2. Bend more into the bottom leg. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Strong, stable hips and legs are important. Lower the back foot. Reverse warrior. As you reverse your warrior, think about that pelvic positioning. Lengthen the tail. Lift up through the pubic bone. Big side bend. Thinking about the side bend of the right side body first. Light to no weight into that bottom arm. Reverse here. So a triangle position. Straighten out mostly through that front leg. Magnetize your feet together. Keep the hips and shoulders turned. And think about a little triangle reach. Press through the back heel. Reach long through the top fingers. Again, light to no weight through that front arm. Beautiful. Circle towards the front of the mat. Lower your back knee. 90-90 position. Adjust as desired. Set the pelvis. Push down through that left knee. Pull the pubic bone up. Squeeze the booty. Left arm to the sky. Tilt to the side. Keep the side tilt. Reach slightly rounding through the spine over that front knee. If you want, you can even take your other hand to give it a little extra tug. The more you squeeze your booty and push your bottom knee down, the more you might feel this sensation of stretch somewhere, either in the front of the left hip or in the left side ribs. Keep holding. Pause while I let my little furry children out. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that hold. Circle your left arm down. Adjust your right foot here. Reach the right arm forward and then circle it back behind you as you curl your back heel. We'll just call our back heel in towards your sit bone. So again, this kind of active quad stretch, we're not really gripping yet. Push through the bottom arm. There's a tendency to kind of sink in here. So push through the bottom arm and squeeze your back heel towards your sit bones. You might point, you might flex for whatever reason. I like to flex this foot, but point the other one. Bodies are weird. It's okay. Magnetize your feet together or your front foot towards your back knee. If you'd like to grab that foot, you can, or you can continue to do the active version. Resist the urge to sink into that bottom arm. Pull your shoulder blades together on your back body. Lovely. Release the back toes without slingshotting. Circle the right arm forward, send the hips back, coming onto the right heel here. Half split action. Magnetize your front heel towards your back knee, keeping at least a small bend, or the wrong pants, into this front leg. I like to just reach my right arm forward inside of my front foot. Sometimes I put the knife edge down and kind of drag it back towards my hips, so it's the same action as this leg. It's kind of down and dragging. Any level of fold is great, including no fold at all. Sometimes the breath can help us find a little bit of depth here. Re-lunge into that front foot. Untuck the back toes. Anjaneyasana, whatever goes here. Try to keep the position of the pelvis that we just established. Doesn't have to be your deepest. Squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back body. Push the back of your skull back. Lovely. Hands inside of the right foot. Wiggle waddle your right foot over. Wiggle waddle it some more. Wiggle waddle it some more. Knock the knee down. Slide to your belly. Set yourself up for funky cobra. Push your pelvis down. Squeeze the booty. Tent the fingertips. Peel the head, neck, shoulders, and chest off the mat. Find an exhale. Drip your shoulders down and together onto your back body, your shoulder blades. Push the back of your skull back. You can think about dragging your hands towards your pubic bone. Maybe go a little bit lower if you can't find this. Sometimes it's easier to find this kind of action of pulling the hands towards the hips if we're lower to the ground. Not right in our natural flexibility. Some of you might be like, what? I can't even get up that high. And that's fine too. We'll have different levels of flexibility. Push the back of the skull back. Press the right hand down somewhere where it feels secure and it can support you. Slide the left arm under. Come to the left shoulder. Right hand on top of left. It's a little closed book. Peel your book open, focusing on the shoulder and the upper back. Close the book. Keep both knees down. Peel the book open, stretching your hands apart as you do. Close the book. Peel the book open. Close the book. One more time, peel the book open and hold. You can adjust to any position of supine twist that you prefer. Ooh, I got some good back cracks there. Unwind onto your back, and if you're like me and you've rolled off your mat and that bothers you, come back onto your mat. Pull your knees into your chest lightly and do some rock and rolling. Rounding through the spine to create a smooth roll. Rock all the way up to butterfly, facing the back of the mat. Fold. Again, could be a nice loose butterfly, more like a diamond shape. Fold to any depth that feels interesting to your body today. Beautiful. Peel up through the torso. Right hand down. Remember what we're doing? We're lifting onto the right shin and the right hand. So adjust accordingly. Rock to the right booty. Lift up onto the right shin. Squeeze the butt. Whoa, I gotta move onto the mat. My pants are too slippery. Pull your pubic bone towards your sternum and cactus through your top arm. Press through your bottom hand, bottom knee. Exhale, lower back to a seat. More like a little crookie butterfly, right? Inhale, lift up, cactus through that top arm, pushing through the bottom. Exhale, lower to a seat. Inhale, lift and cactus. Exhale, lower. One more time like that. Inhale, lift and cactus. Exhale, lower down. This time we'll change. We can do it together. Inhale, lift and cactus. Plant the left foot and move the right shin so it's parallel towards the short edge of the mat. Adjust until we're in a counter gait together. So long left side body length. Push to the bottom arm. Squeeze the fingertips. Maybe you'd like to cactus through your top arm and gaze up at the sky. And then re-lengthen long through that left side body. Thinking about pelvic positioning still here. Pull the pubic bone up. Look to the top of the mat. Pivot, hands down, shift. Your right knee is still down. You can keep the toes tucked or untucked on either one, doesn't matter. Lift up through your left leg without changing your pelvis. Curl a heel towards the sit bone. Oh yeah, we're at these little chin stand pushes. We're gonna do 5. Whatever depth you'd like, 5 chin stand pushes, and on the 5th one, we'll peel up to downward facing dog. So 1, 2, further forward than you think. 3, 4. As your 5th one, tuck your right toes. 5, peel all the way up, downward dog with the left leg lifted. Open the hip, curl the heel in. I like to drop my right forearm here and tent my left fingertips. That's just something weird I like to do for an extra stretch along the back of my right leg and more side body length on the left side. You don't have to do that. Plant both hands. Find a big inhale. Exhale. Swing that left foot outside of the left hand. Magnetize your feet together. Bend the back knee. Come up. Set your pelvis first. Big bend in the back knee gives you space to move the pelvis. Lengthen tail down. Pull pubic bone up. Right hip forward, left hip back. Keep that. You can work the right leg a little more towards straight if you'd like, but keeping the pelvic position. Take the arms onto a cactus. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Push the back of the skull back. This is more about upper body bend, upper mid and upper back extension or backing out of flexion, and finding a little bit of hip extension on that right leg than it is about this huge bendy position. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hinge the torso forward. Hands onto that left leg. Roll over the back toes. Lift up into something that looks like warrior 3. Maybe take your arms out to a cactus, keeping a bend in that bottom leg. We're here for 5, 4. Strength of the back body. 3, 2, 1. Come up to a stand. Kick standing those right toes. Shake it out for a moment. Okay, you've made it. You've done it. We went slow through both sides. Now we're going to do that flow a few times on both sides to kind of just floss through it. Will you remember all the details? Probably not. But you can come back to this class and it's not a big deal. Now it's more about the transitions and the fluidity because both can be helpful for different kinds of back bends, for different people practicing, for different purposes, for different time domains. So you decide how much engagement you'd like here. We'll pick up the pace as we go, all right? Come back to the front of your mat. Don't worry about being perfect. Adjust this for your body, just like everything. Kickstand the right toes. Take an inhale. Bend into the left knee. Wrap your right knee into a little hug. Come to a stand. Cactus your arms. Right knee out. Internally rotate. Wrap it around behind you. AM dancer. Bend into the bottom knee. Open your hips and shoulders. Hovering bird. Slower than you'd like to. Lower the back foot. Reverse warrior. Pick up the torso. Keep the hips and shoulders open. Straighten the front leg. Little triangle bend. Beautiful. Hips and shoulders towards the front of the mat. Lower the back knee. We're going to skip that little side lean. Go right into a little Anjaneyasana. So blossom forward, cactus the arms. Keep the pelvic positioning. Big squeeze. Beautiful. Plant your right hand down. Reach your left arm forward. Circle it back behind you as you curl your right toes and maybe you tap. And circle your left arm back forward. Send the hips back, half split. So we went right from that quad stretch to a little half split action. Beautiful. Lunge forward. Wiggle waddle your left foot over. Slide the left knee out. Come onto your belly. Oh yeah, we've been here before. A cobra or a funky cobra of choice. Push down through your pubic bone. Squeeze your booty. Plant your left hand. Slide your right arm under. Beautiful. One big opening of the book while you keep your knees down. And then relax. Move on to your back body. Back onto the mat. Pull the knees in. Yay. Rock up to a butterfly. Fold. Butterfly. Now it's the left hand first. Left side is the supported side first. So left hand down. Come up onto the left shin. Big blossom open. Cactus the right arm. One more time, lower the booty. This is our transition time. So plant that right foot. Blossom up, cactus. Move the left shin. Counter gate. Maybe you cactus your top arm and then re-reach. Shoulders and hands towards the front of the mat. Pivot on your knee. Lift up through that right leg, that back leg. One little chin stand into our three-legged dog. So tuck your left toes, chin stand push-up. Lift all the way up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. One big inhale here. Exhale, swing the right foot outside of the right hand. Set your legs up for success. Come to a stand. Keep the position of the pelvis. Cactus your arms, blossom, coil. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Hinge forward. Open it up, warrior three or airplane pose, bending into that front leg. Come up to a stand right away. Pull that left knee to your chest. Here we are on the other side. Give yourself a hug. Cactus your arms. Take your left knee out to the side. Internally rotate, wrap it around behind you. You got this. Scorpion pose. Hovering bird, open your hips and shoulders towards the left. Slower than you'd like to, lower your back foot. Reverse warrior. Triangle pose, side lean, straighten out through the front leg. Light weight in the hands, still strong legs. Circle towards the front of the mat here, lower your back knee, straight into a little Anjaneyasana. Keep the pelvic positioning. Cactus through your elbows, sorry. Lower your left hand. Circle your right arm back behind you. Maybe you tap those toes as you curl the back heel in. Release, half splits, reaching the right arm inside of your right leg. Both hands down, wiggle waddle your right foot out, slide down to your belly with the right knee out to the side. Funky cobra or some kind of belly down back bend. Peel yourself up, push your pubic bone into the ground. Nice, plant your right hand. Weave your left arm underneath, left shoulder down. One big open of the book while you keep your knees down. And then relax onto your back body, moving back onto your mat if you took a walk like I did. Rock and roll up to a butterfly, fold. Right hand down, right shin down, lift up, cactus through that left arm, sorry. Lower your booty. Here's our transitional change. Lift up, move the right shin to the middle of the mat. Counter gate. Cactus through your top arm and reach it long. Chin stand prep, face the top of the mat, lift up through the left leg. Tuck the toes. One chin stand push-up all the way to three-legged dog. You can decide whether you like that back leg straight or curled in. Keep the pelvic positioning. Chin forward. Bend the elbows. Lift all the way up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Big inhale. Exhale, swing the left foot all the way up to the top of the mat. Set up for your crescent lunge. Come up, set the pelvis. Cactus your elbows. Coil back. Beautiful. Hinge forward, airplane pose. Keep a bend into that bottom knee as you come all the way to a stand. Right knee to chest, right into this next round. Hug yourself. Cactus your elbows, right knee to the side. Internally rotate, coil it around. Scorpion. Bend into the bottom knee. I know. Hovering bird. Lower through that back foot. Reverse warrior. Triangle bend. Lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana. Right hand down, left arms, big circle to the back of the mat. Tap those toes, little quad stretch. Half split action. Come forward, wiggle waddle that left foot out, come to your belly. Funky cobra, peel it up. Plant the left hand, slide the right arm underneath. One big open of the book. Woo, got some good cracks there. Roll onto your back body, adjust back onto the mat. Rock and roll. Diamond fold. Left hand down. Lift it up, cactus the right arm. Booty down. Prepare, transition. Lift it up. Move the left shin towards the middle of the mat. Counter gate. Cactus the top arm. And reach long. Pivot towards the front of the mat. Prep for your chin stand. Lift through the right leg. Tuck the left toes. Set the pelvis. Reach forward. Lift up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up through the hip. Step that right foot outside of the right hand. Set your legs up for crescent. Find that pelvic positioning. Cactus your arms, coil backwards. Push the back of the skull back. Give yourself the double chin. No one's looking. Hinge forward. Airplane pose. And if they are, who cares? Come to a stand. Pull that left knee through. We're going to do it again, y'all. Give yourself a hug. Cactus the elbows. Left knee out. Coil it back around behind you. Scorpion pose. Hovering bird. Lower. Reverse warrior. Triangle. Lower the back knee. Anjaneyasana. Left hand down. Circle the right arm back behind you. Tap. Quad stretch. Half split. Hands inside, wiggle waddle that front leg out, knee to the side on your belly. Cobra. Right hand plants, weave the left arm under. One big opening of your book. Relax onto your back. Set yourself up. Rock and roll. Butterfly fold. Peel your torso up, right hand down. Lift onto your right shin one time, cactus your top arm. Lower down, prepare for the transition. Step onto your left foot. Move your right shin into the middle of your mat, counter gate. Cactus through the top arm. Stretch long. Look towards the top of the mat. Prep your chin stand. Lift through the left leg. Find the pelvic positioning. So lift through the ribs. Chin forward. Lift up, three-legged dog. Y'all can do this. Bend the knee, open the hip. Step your left foot outside of your left hand. Set up, crescent pose. Hinge forward, airplane. One more time each side, y'all. Come to a stand. Right knee to chest. Give yourself a hug. Cactus your elbows. Right knee out. Internally rotate. Wrap. Scorpion. Hovering bird. Bend into that bottom leg. Reverse warrior. Triangle bend. Anjaneyasana. Right hand down. Big circle of the left arm. Quad stretch. Half split. Come forward, wiggle waddle the left foot over, come to your belly. Funky cobra. Left hand down, weave your right arm under. Open the book. Roll onto your back, adjust. Rock and roll. Diamond fold. Peel the torso up, left hand down. Come onto the left shin, cactus your top arm. Lower down, prepare for the transition. Push through the right foot. Lift your hips, move your left shin to the middle of your mat. Counter gate. Cactus your top arm. Reach long. Chin stand prep. Right leg is lifted. Bottom toes are tucked. One push up. Power the back line lifts up. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Step the right foot forward. Set yourself up. Crescent pose. Hinge forward. Airplane blossom. Bend into that bottom knee. Pull it through. Last time, last side. Left knee to chest. Give yourself a hug. Cactus. Take your left knee out to the side. Internally rotate. Wrap. Bend through your bottom leg, y'all. I forgot. Hovering bird. Lower the back foot. Reverse warrior. Triangle bend. Anjaneyasana. Left hand down. Big circle of the right arm back. Tap the toes. Quad stretch. Half split. Hands inside, wiggle waddle the right foot over, slide it out. Prepare for your funky cobra. Funky cobra. Right hand down, weave the left arm through. Peel open your book one time. Roll onto your back body. Rock and roll, diamond fold. Peel your torso up. Right hand down, lift to the right shin, cactus your top arm. Release. One more time, transition. Lift up, move the right shin to the middle of your mat. Counter gate. Cactus your top arm. Woo! Reach it long. Beautiful. Chin stand prep. Tuck those bottom toes. Left leg is lifted. One bend to the elbows. Lift all the way up. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Step the left foot forward. Set up for crescent. Coil and curl backwards. Hinge forward, airplane pose. Bend into that bottom leg. Come all the way to a stand. Plant both your feet. Shoo! I don't know about you. I mean, I'm wearing a sweatshirt and I do keep it very hot in here, but I'm warm. I'm warm, but I also feel like my legs are engaged and strong. My shoulders feel pretty open. My spine feels pretty open. We did some twisting. We did some hips. We did some shoulders. We, of course, did some spinal work and even got the head and neck involved. Wow, got some crazy hair going on too. But this goal is to kind of warm you up and prep you. Could you do back bends now? Absolutely. And do some fine tuning work and play with more spinal extension or the specific joint that you're looking at. Sure. You could also go on to do pretty much any other practice, any other closeout, right? So it is your choice. If you are going to warm up, or if that was your warm up and now you're personally playing with deep back bends, I would go right into it. If you're done for the day, you can be done. It's not like we did anything super deep. We didn't go into like king pigeon or king dancer or anything like that. We didn't do any crazy things with the body that would be helpful to find some countering. So you can totally go into your day and be like, I'm great. If you're like, no, that was a lot, I need some settling, great. You can join me on your shins for just a moment. We did a lot of things with like spreading apart of the body. So just for a moment, come onto your shins. And if that's not comfortable, you can just sit on your booty. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Rest your hands on your legs. And just be for a moment. I often find that warming up for back bends is helpful not to like sit forever in a really deep position unless like you're working towards one specific posture and you're doing a lot of mimics of that this flossing open and closed, back and forth, twisting can be more helpful for a lot of bodies. But that means it's often a little faster moving and can be confusing for people. Take your right fingertips outside of your right hip and just lazily reach your left arm up and side bend over. Very lazy. Kind of just pouring into the right hand a little bit. Press off your right hand, take it to the other side. Push off. Reach both arms up. Very gently twist to the right. Let your hands float down. They don't need to help you twist deeper, just let them float down. Sit up tall. Come back to center, reach both arms up. Gentle twist to the left. Let both hands float down. One more time, back to center. Release your arms by your side. If it feels interesting in your body, just fold forward with your hands down by your side and come to a child's pose with your head resting on the mat and your arms back. If this is not interesting, a belly down shavasana can be really nice after doing some back bend work. Not that we did any deep back bend work, but it can still feel really nice. Or if you prefer a more traditional sitting or back down resting posture, that's a great place to be. I'm going to pick up my forehead just because it makes the sound funny, but you're welcome to stay resting in whatever final position you'd like to be for the last few moments of our time together. I'm including all different kinds of back bend flows, classes, and workshops in this specific category. So whether or not flow class for you, I hope you try some of the others. And I'm always open to adding new ones as well. I have a lot planned. Some of them are remakes of my older classes and many are new additions. But I'm always interested in hearing what you all would like to specifically see, whether it's a style or a posture that you would like some help with, or it's a prop that you really love working with. Please let me know. Thank you so much for being here and have a great day.